The Joe Rogan Experience.
I know
probably
you're
all
not a big
Cuban ones
basketball
too, right?
guy, but have you been watching
I
that
have
at all?
not. No, I heard it's amazing though.
Yeah, that's one where I literally thought of you during this last one, and I'm like, I know Joe isn't watching this because of basketball, but you would fucking love it because, especially this last one, their coach Phil Jackson and his brain and the way he can motivate people. I mean, it is fucking shocking. And never out of everything I've ever watched have I paused something and just thought about it for a few minutes and then hit play again and rewind again on a documentary. It's insane.
Well, he's a super winner, you know?
Yep.
Those are always really interesting. Like anyone who's that driven to be such a winner, like you stand out amongst winners as being so exceptional that everybody, like, who's the GOAT? Michael Jordan is always the first pick, right? There's there's wonder, like how would LeBron, how would this, that, but everybody always says Michael Jordan. Like, to be that much of a super winner, you think about all the people that are playing basketball, all the people that are around him that are world-class athletes, professional athletes, and he stands out amongst them.
Well, he's so wildly competitive that he will beat you in your own game. He will ask you what you're playing.
Yeah.
If you were playing with something, he'd go, what is that? And he will immediately start, and his only goal is to beat you at what you love and what you think you're good at. Whatever it is. So it just happens to be the basketball is the one that he chose, but also then he got that way with shoes. With like, he's like, all right, well, if I'm going to sign a fucking shoe deal, then I'm going to do this the right way.
Doesn't he do that with golf too? Isn't he like really into gambling with golf?
Everything.
Yeah.
They throw coins against a wall and he's gambling with the security guards and he can't wait to take their money. He cannot wait. He's talking shit to these guys that are protecting him.
That is so crazy. That's so crazy.
In a game where you try to get the closest to the wall with a quarter.
He used to have a celebrity pool tournament in Chicago.
Wow.
Yeah, he had a pool tournament that he did all the time, like a charity pool tournament. And I heard if you beat him at pool, he hates you.
Yep, that sounds about right. Everything that I'm gathering from this documentary is that.
If you're I mean, not just a regular winner, but just a super winner. He's so off the charts as far as like to be that kind of an achiever. You have to have a madness about you that's probably intolerable for most people.
Yeah.
Just the desire to win, conquer. In other days, man, those were gladiators. In other days, those were generals. You know, there's a lot of people that get into pro sports that it's really, in a lot of ways, it moves them away from war in the best way that we know how possible. But if we didn't have those, if there was no sports and people just conquered each other, those would be the kings of the world.
It came up in the Jordan documentary too. He was like maybe 200 pounds for the first couple years of his career and then bulked up to 215, solid muscle.
Yeah, I heard it was after playing the Pistons. They were real physical.
His trainer, he said, would go back after every game and count the number of steps he took with each foot in the direction he was taking so he would know how tired he should be and what he should be doing for him the next day and whatnot.
Oh, my God. So he had left foot, right foot. Left foot is back, right foot's forward.
He would play, which is they don't do today. He played in all 82 games. He was rarely ever hurt because he knew that people were coming, which was true, to see him play. And if he didn't give them that performance, he felt like he was cheating everyone.
And every time he would play anyone for the first time, he needed to show like he could never, ever let anyone ever make them feel like they got one over on him. So not only each game for the audience that are seeing him for the first time in which he needs to dominate, but especially towards his opponent who literally thinks that maybe today will be my lucky day. You know, I'm going up against Jordan. This is, you know, it's the middle of the season. He puts up 60 points or whatever in your face, like embarrasses you. You fall on the ground. He crosses you over. He does everything that, you know, you get embarrassed. He would try to make a fool out of these people.
I remember the first time I saw a photo of him, it looked like he had leapt from center court.
Yeah.
Flying through the air to dunk. And I'm like, how does a human even do that?
Yeah.
How does a 200-plus pound human fly through the air like that?
And even towards the end of his career, they just showed one where it's the All-Star game. So he got to go up against Kobe Bryant for the first time because they're in two different conferences that don't normally play. And Kobe's this 18-year-old that just, went straight from high school to the NBA, completely dominating his side of things, going up against Jordan for the first time ever. And everybody on Kobe's side is saying, Kobe asked us to let him have Jordan, and Jordan's on his side. They have actual footage. That's what's crazy about this documentary, is that somehow this fucking camera crew, Jordan let them come along in the ride in this green room for all this crazy exclusive content. And he's saying to the guys, he goes, you guys all know, this is in the, not the green room, but the locker room before, you guys all know this kid's coming after me, right? Like, he's going to want me, so let me have him, blah, 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 because he wants to show the kid. And sure enough, even though Kobe's 18 and peak physical condition, Jordan wins the MVP of that All-Star game, crushing it against a young Kobe Bryant.
Well, how crazy was he? He decided in the middle of all that, I'm just going to play baseball.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be the best at baseball.
That comes up. They go deep into, which is interesting, how the media in not a social media time period was fucking hammering him, because they built him up to be this young guy out of North Carolina, Olympic superstar, literally scored more points than anybody's ever scored as a rookie in the NBA. All this attention, and now he's the man. And they started beating him down with some of the gambling stuff he was doing. It got leaked out, and then just added attention. And he's like, fuck this. I'm gonna quit. I'm out. See ya. Quit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because of all the negative attention.
That's what they said.
Interesting. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when you become that guy. There's so much interest. To be that guy, first of all, you have to have a fire burning inside you, like most people will never be able to comprehend. And a guy like that's going to be into other kinds of wild shit too, like gambling. He's going to want to have thrills.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to drive fast cars. He's a wild man at the peak of one of the. If you think about professional basketball, you watch an NBA game and all the thought that's involved in which way you're going, and the ability to explode, and then the ability to, in the middle of all that, land a precision shot into a hole. There's really not another sport like that. Baseball is you're trying to hit something that's coming at you like crazy. You're swinging as fast as you can, and there's a lot of skill to that as well, obviously, and there's a lot of skill to pitching. But there's something unique about basketball, and that in all this chaos, you got to find stillness. In all this chaos, you got to find the ability to stop and throw a perfect shot off. So it's not just incredible physical ability. It's incredible physical ability and then touch.
Yep.
It's real weird.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting sport in that way. It requires you to have your shit together.
Yeah.
To execute that shot, you have to have your shit together, and you have to have mad practice. One of the things that I used to love about growing up in Boston was Larry Bird stories. Larry Bird was apparently just an insanely disciplined professional basketball player. He would get there and practice before everybody, stay after everybody, practice things left and right. And when they would have those three-point competitions, remember we would have those all-star three-point competitions, in the locker room he would just be, which one of you guys is coming in second? That's what he would do, just walk in. They all knew. But it was just because first of all, he could execute under pressure, and two, he was just better. He could do things better than most people. And even he said sometimes he thought it was God pretended to be Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how good Michael Jordan was.
Every single legend is completely, they have such good interviews with everybody. Imagine, they have such great stories. It's crazy how, I've always said a documentary has the potential to destroy, to be better than any other type of story, whether it be a movie or a book, because if it's unbelievable, it's like the Tiger King. If it's fucking amazing and it's real, you can't beat it.
You can't beat it.
And that's what The Last Dance is doing. It's crazy.